Good morning, folks. My name's Richa Arc. Welcome to the channel. Right, oh man, it gives me great pleasure to be able to bring you some videos on board this masterpiece from Triumph. I've been wanting to get Triumph involved for a long time, and now they're on board, so thank you very much to those guys for the loan. This is the first ride review of the Rocket 3 GT. Oh, bring it on. Hang on a minute. No, scratch that. That's wrong. Hang on a minute. That was a lie. This is not the first ride review. This is the third ride, actually. The first two times I've had to delete the footage because I realised I did nothing but swear all the way through it. That is unbelievable. The torque on that machine is unreal. Oh my god. So this is the fake first ride review of the ultimate Triumph Rocket 3 GT, ultimate muscle cruiser. I want to say muscle. He's got some muscle. Let's get into it. I've just filled it up at the fuel station, brimmed it, still not showing full, and it took about 5 minutes for that to come off the fuel light to show the full tank. Trust me, at the moment that is my only slight negative. I know I've said before, I'm not too fussed about, you know, facts and figures. My review style is kind of just how it feels, and that's that. You cannot turn your nose up at this torque, these torque figures. To put it into perspective, well, it's the world's largest engine on a motorcycle, on a production motorcycle. 2.5 litre, 2,500cc. The torque level is 70% higher than its nearest competitor. To put that into perspective, my VFR produces 74 newton meters of torque. 74. The Africa Twin produces 105 newton meters of torque. The Super Duke R from KTM produces 147, I think. 147 newton meters of torque. The Suzuki Hayabusa, 154 newton meters of torque. What do you think this produces? 221 newton meters of torque. Holy oh my god, this bike is so quick. 221 newton meters of torque. It's face melting. I'm sorry if I'm shouting, but this is why I've had to keep deleting all my videos, because it's absolutely knocking my socks off. It looks as astonishing as it goes. I spoke to a couple of friends of mine over the last couple of days who were not into bikes one bit, not one bit, and they've been out taking photos of it saying that's the best thing I've ever seen. I'm like, yep. It's just incredible to look at. It's incredible to look at. It's incredible to ride. It's a bit different to normal, to me anyway. I've never ridden forward controls before. So the first video I made, the first half an hour, I was a bit like clumsy and you know, getting used to riding forward controls, and it is a lot different because you're like sitting back and more of a cruiser position. So half an hour I was doing that, and I just couldn't stop like going Jesus or holy sh. So I just thought I might as well get rid of that footage because it's no good for anything. And I went out again last night. This is my third ride, and both rides I've had so far have been after work. So as you know, we're rapidly approaching winter and it's dark for 6:30. So I've just been trying to squeeze a couple of rides. Last night I was out in the dark for a couple of hours. So just basically no point in filming. I just wanted to ride it basically and get a feel for it. Go through all these settings on the screen, which I find brilliant, by the way. there's two, well, there's loads of things you can do on it, but there's two main things, and you can change the theme of it. At the moment I've got it, this, I think it's Chronos and Quartz. So Chronos is more like your modern digital display, and then Quartz, so you've got your old-fashioned needles, and I absolutely love that. The nighttime version of this screen is lovely. I'll show you in a sec. I can swap it over. But yeah, such an astonishing machine, looking and performance. Second gear. Unbelievable, folks! Absolutely rock solid, straight as a die. Gargling, that triple engine just gargling. That torque, honestly, you really have to ride that to understand it. Ah! Oh man. Again, because it's a different genre of bike as well. I don't know if some of you remember, I do a series called Sub Rides, and on one of those episodes I was lucky enough to try a Harley Davidson for the first time ever. Never ridden a Harley before, and I had the Iron 883, so the small one, but I fell for it because it's a completely different genre to what I'm used to, and this again, completely different genre, and it's amazing. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. It's about as long as a school bus. The back tyre is about that wide. So even though we're in autumn and there's leaves everywhere, I've got loads of rubber on the floor to look after me. The front tyre's about that wide. These are obviously all technical terms, you understand. I've got to show you this as well. I'm going to pull up in a second to show you something very quickly, only because I find it, again, stunning in terms of the design. This bike, you know, like some manufacturers, you think, oh, why have they designed that like that? Why have they put that on? And it's because there's aftermarket this or aftermarket that for further sales or upselling or whatever. There's nothing on this bike that I think, oh, why have they done that? That's a bit crap in terms of design. Just look at this for a design marvel. Simple but beautiful. As soon as I can find somewhere to pull up, I shall show you. The weather's crap, so and it's looking crap over the next couple of weeks, but I've got to grab every opportunity I can. And the other thing is, because it's this kind of bike, I can't very well wear my Gore-Tex suit because it'll just look stupid. So I'm having to come out in me, you know, badass leather and jeans. So I can't really go out in the wet or in the rain. So, but I am grabbing every opportunity, and I shall do, trust me. Right, just look at this. Right, neutrale. Just very quickly. So you've got a rear rest for the pillion, and the seat is so comfy as well. You're locked into that. But yeah, you got this little rear rest for the pillion. Oh no, they forgot to put rear pegs on. Wait, obviously the front pegs are down there. All these little touches, look, try them. Your front pegs are down there. What about the rear ones? Check this out. Uno, dos. Look at that. How amazing is that? I get excited about the littlest things. I think there's a bit of drizzle coming. Bollocks. Mirrors are fantastic, in a fantastic location, great visibility. Oh, actually, here's one thing, not a negative, but I was just saying there's not anything on this bike that I look at and go, oh, why have they designed that like that? There is one thing, it's very simple, very little, easily changeable, but so you've got the world's leading muscle cruiser. Right, muscle. The biggest, baddest, like, you know, full on, just a full on muscle, you know, I'm going to pull your face off muscle. And then they put this on. I thought that definitely would have had a twin tone on. It sounds beautiful. It sounds so girthy when you're giving it some. Well, it bloody well is girthy. It's 2.5 litres. 2.5 litres on a bike. 2.5 litres. That's just over 3 times my bike. 3 times the size of my VFR 800. 3 times. Sorry, the weather's crap for you folks on this one. It's not actually forecast any weather, so hopefully it just a little bit of light mist. Because I'm up here. I love that sound on the overrun as well. Listen. What an absolute masterpiece. I'm loving this riding position, you know. Or if only I had a spare 20 grand knocking about. I think it's just over 20 actually for the GT. Children can survive on bread, can't they? Just bread and water. Don't need any heat in the house or anything like that. That'll be alright. Hello, a Triumph yet? Yeah, can I have one please? Send it over, thank you. It's a real head turner. Quite rightly so, because like I say, it's just dripping in class. It's something that's really caught my eye, and I'm like, oh, just look at that. That just looks beautiful. Second and third makes you laugh. It's that powerful. It's that torquey. It just makes you laugh. You just can't believe. You just can't believe it. I mean, smooth, beautiful. Not. I don't know if brutal's the right word. It delivers it so beautifully, but it's like relentless. It's 220 newton meters of torque across the whole rev range. And I think we're about 160 brake horsepower. The lights are fantastic. So I went out last night in the dark. Absolutely fantastic. The dash is beautiful. You can choose what you want to look at as well on the dash. You've got, like I say, 2 themes, and within those 2 themes you can choose what you want to see and what you don't want to see. So you can choose it to basically remove everything, so all distractions, if you like. So you can just look at the speedo, or you can choose to have it all on. I think there's 3 different settings. You've got 4 different rider modes. 4 including rider. So you've got rain mode, road mode, sport mode, and then rider mode. And obviously rider mode you can tailor to yourself, where you can choose what kind of level of power, what kind of level of traction. It's smooth, it's gentlemanly like, and even though it's so ridiculously quick, it's not the kind of bike that like a V-twin that's so brutally like whoop. It's not the kind of bike that you really need to be looking at the speedo, because like I say, you can ride it like a gent and it feels lovely like this. Got your cruise control. In fact, let's whack that on. Just a quick couple of presses. Done. Straight as a die. Ooh, yeah. It's an absolute pleasure to ride slowly. That's my point. That's what I'm getting at there. You don't feel like you need to spank it, but when you do, trust me, it is off. Simple roll off as normal to break the cruise control. Self-cancellers. So it's got 3 settings of indicators, and I'm not quite sure what the 3 settings are. You've got your obviously manual, so they won't turn themselves off, and then the auto normal, and then the auto advanced. I'm not quite sure what the auto advanced setup would be for the indicators. You either want them on or off. What's advanced? I don't know. Maybe someone that knows can drop a comment down below. It doesn't soak up bumps very well, so when you do hit bumps, you feel them. But it's not uncomfy at all. This seat is lovely. Seat is perfect. Just crossed the double white. Sorry, double white police. I'm actually the worst for that. I'm going to tell myself off. I'm going to put myself in double white jail for a bit. Oh my goodness me. Because it's such a long, again, I'm not sure of the stats, but it is about as long as a football field. Probably half a football field. It's probably about half a football field. I think it's got to be about half a football field length from wheel to wheel. Because of that, you've got such a lovely stance and road presence. Like, it doesn't feel skitty at all. You know, you can nail it, and there's even though it's got that much torque, I would say it's nigh on impossible to bring that front end up. I don't know. I'm not that talented, and I am not going to try. Actually, my mate from Drive Tribe, Sean Pope, if anyone's wheelied one, you have. So do let me know in the comments. I'm just looking for a composition, folks. Looks like mud. Just a bit careful up here. Every now and then I do forget about the forward controls, and I'm like fishing around for my pegs beneath me and they're not there. Well, I've got to say, I love this forward control. I love it. It's got a very wide turning circle as well. Very good turning circle, surprisingly. I expect it to be a really narrow one, but it's not. So, you know, I've got this Furigan leather on, and I've got it's got a thermal layer, a thermal liner in it. Not one bit cold. You normally get really cold in leathers, don't you? I've got my base layers on, so my legs aren't cold. I'm not one bit cold and uncomfortable. I'm just a bit worried about rain, because obviously it's not waterproof. I'm just trying to look the part, that's all, folks. I don't want to look like a, you know, like a wannabe with me Gore-Tex suit on. I want to be in the cool gang. I will say though, any owners of this machine, I am very jealous. It's beautiful. It really is. But again, like I said, it's lovely to just ride slow like this. Someone said to me the other day, you shouldn't be going green laning on that one. And I'm like, oh, why have you said that? That's like saying to a kid, don't touch that, it's hot. No, I can assure you I will not be taking this green laning. Having said that, we're not far off it here, are we? Oh. Don't you just love autumn? Don't you just love autumn? Feel very blessed to live here. Oh, it's changed, look. The dark screen is lovely. I dread to think how much a rear tyre is on this. Well, and a front tyre. The front's massive. The front's about as wide as my rear. Not my rear, you understand. My VFR's rear. It's got daytime running lights. Well, they're switchable, they're not auto. So daytime running lights, and then you've got your switch up here to switch them onto the headlights, and main beam obviously. Heated grips. Really nice unit as well, you can barely even see it. A lot of people commented on the photos I've put on so far on Instagram saying, bloody hell, it looks heavy, that does. And it is heavy, obviously. It's got a massive 2.5 litre engine in it, but yeah, it's not actually that noticeable at all, because the weight's so low. Doesn't feel you know, my VFR feels heavier to move around than this does. I think I'm on totally the wrong road for this bike, aren't I? What am I doing down here? Why do I get myself into this bother? On a 2.5 litre torque beast, and I'm riding on roads that have not been cleared because there's no traffic, so there's just greasy leaves everywhere. Oh man, please don't drop it. I might have to ring for assistance if I drop it. I'm sure traction control will look after me, and all that rubber that's in contact with the floor is going to look after me as well. What about a nice photo up here? Till any cars come. Right, come on, let me get a photo. No cars come, please, no cars come. I knew that was going to happen. Thank you. Thanks a lot. There we go. Good lads. Oh, it's all this moss. See what I mean about it being as long as a football field? Just look at that. What a piece of art. Surprisingly small tank actually for such a big lump. Can't remember how many litres I put in earlier. It was showing empty, nearly empty, with 28 miles remaining. And I only squeezed in about 13 quid, I think. So it must have like a 16 litre tank, which is quite small actually. The bike's going to be ditched as well, isn't it? There's mud and everything, look. Ugh. Oh well, I like to be different, folks, don't I? You know that. I don't like to play by the rules, strictly by the rules. I'm going to get wet. Oh dear. Yeah, it's actually raining now. Brilliant. But you know, saying it's thick autumn, damp, raining, I've not felt one twitch. For saying it's that much of a torque beast, I've not felt one twitch on the back end. And there's been no traction kicking in. So that's the rubber that's doing its job. The ample rubber that's doing its job. It's almost a car tyre on the back. It's an absolute pleasure to ride this. You can definitely feel the length of the bike when you go around corners. You know, it doesn't turn in as quick as normal bikes. I'll use normal as a term for generalisation of every other bike, because this is not like every other bike. And that's not to say that you can't have fun on it. It is just a bit slower. You just have to bear it in mind when you're into corners. It's more of a, and the laid back position as well. It's more of a turn rather than a lean, you know. I'll tell you something as well, with it being so open, these forward controls, and your feet are like up like that, when you get up to speed, you can feel the resistance against the air. It's like trying to lift your feet off the pegs. The clocks go back tonight. Bye bye British summertime. Yeah, I've got to say, I've not felt uncomfortable in this weather. On the bike, I mean. Clothing, I'm a little bit worried, but yeah, on the bike, not at all. Oh, that one didn't feel nice. Oh, that was definitely a backbreaker. The brakes are fantastic, Brembo's on it. Need to be, they're all braided hoses as well. Need to be good brakes to stop this big lump. When I did the Goldwing, I was referring to the Goldwing as the motorcycle version of a Bentley Continental. That's like the height of luxury, and if that's the Bentley Continental, then this must be the Bugatti Veyron. Yeah, that's it, it's got to be the Bugatti Veyron. I'm in third. Let me just see how it pulls out of this. I'm run down to 20 mile an hour. Perfectly smooth. No chugging. I thought I'd have had to change there. It's so very comfy. Not sure if these forward controls are doing my back good. I've not had one niggle getting off this bike, I know that, and I've been suffering a bit lately. My lower back always gives me trouble. If there were ever any bike that you could say truly pulls like a train, this is it. Right, I'm going to go and see a friend of mine who's a big Triumph man. Show this baby off to him. There'll be plenty more to come on this, I hope, weather permitting. But I've got to say, the end of this first video, I love this bike. It is incredible. I'll see you on the next one, folks. Don't go away. Please do subscribe. I'll see you soon from me and this incredible Triumph Rocket 3 GT. We'll see you on the next one. Very good. Be careful and be kind.